Good morning and what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another Subi Shades video. It's been a beautiful day. Hashtag Team All Blade, hashtag No Blade Left Behind. Come on in, throw me a Subi smile, and all I gotta say is squad goals. Thank you for being here, for clicking in today's video, and for joining me. Hopefully wherever you're tuning in from, you're drinking something delicious, you're sitting in a comfy chair, and you're ready for a shave. You know I am. Today we've got just under 72 hours of stubble, and we're gonna be knocking down some brand new gear. I just wanna give Andy and HC&C Pete over at Hendrix Class & Co. a massive shout and a huge thanks for allowing us to review and discuss their brand new collaborative release, Neon Moon. Take a look at the label here. It shimmers, it shines, it has everything about Pete's labels that I love. It's got this really unique flair to it with those bars, right? And I just think that they have gone above and beyond with the scent. It's clean, it's inviting, it's welcoming. It is like fresh, clean clothes. If you ask me, the clean cotton mixed with a little ozone, combined all together with a little tiny bit of musk, really makes it smell inviting. It smells warm, it smells welcoming, it smells clean. I really like this. It's a scent being brought out and released, not affiliated with Brooks and Dunn Neon Moon. Again, that was the inspiration behind the scent, kind of getting over some hardship and getting into some beautiful, clear skies. I like this a lot. Huge shout out and massive thanks to Andy and Pete for allowing us to this. Again, the Wet Shaving Store is going to be releasing this week. Watch for it at the end of the week if you are interested in the smell. I'm telling you this, it's a fantastic fragrance, and I'm really excited to see how the performance is. Today we're going to be using to knock down 72 hours of stubble. That's right, the Styletto razor by Goodfellas Smile. It's a 36 gram aluminum razor. You can see I have the blue plate, but it comes in several different variations on the color. I really like the handle. The handle's very unique. It feels very, very ergonomic while still not being slippery, right? It looks nice. It looks interesting. It looks it looks something different than you would typically see from a safety razor handle. More modern is how I would put it. It looks a little more modern. I really like their way of doing the knurling on this razor. I think it looks really nice. I think it's very streamlined, very clean, and I actually think the price point for it is pretty fair. It comes in at $80. It has 0.55 millimeters of gap, and I just want to call this out. It is slightly positive exposure. They have this pre-built in neon, nylon washer in there, so that when you're putting the head on, you don't have to worry about adding your own or anything like that. So it's not going to scratch up the actual razor, which I really liked. The Henson offers the same thing. It's kind of competing, I would say, with the Henson line of razors as far as the segment it's going for. It's a very mild razor. It's got the aluminum offering, right? It's at $80, so very similar to their offering. I think when you look at theirs versus, and I have it right here, had it on the other side, the Henson razor, when you compare these two side by side, you can tell there's quite a difference between the two stylistically, right? They're both very, very different. This one has like a more preset angle, whereas this is a more traditional one. I actually really like the angle of this razor. It is very, 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 for me, very manipulatable, but the sweet spot on the razor is a lot smaller, but it's manageable, right? I would say that the razor, it definitely has a smaller, at least on the face shave today, a smaller window for the smooth spot, the sweet spot of the razor, right? Where it's the most efficient, but I don't find it hard to find. The razor covers the blade tabs, which I think is fantastic. I want more razor companies going to that, where they're covering the blade tabs, but it's a very narrow head. The head on this razor, I like a lot. I think it fits in really narrow spaces, tight spaces, and it's really easy and nimble to navigate with. If you're a person looking for a mild razor that packs quite a bit of punch, actually, it's actually a pretty smooth shaving, very close shaving razor, then this may be something you may be interested in. I'm really excited to see how it does for the dome shave. Again, 72 hours of stubble. This is a milder razor, so we're going to see how efficient it really is. It's going to be awesome. Neon Moon, let's talk a little bit about the scent. I like the scent behind this. It is interesting. It's really, really clean. Like I said, the scent behind it is based on the kind of the loosely based is what I want to say around this song by William N. Dunn, Neon Moon. I listened to the lyrics of that song, and it's all about being underneath a neon moon in a bar while kind of reminiscing through some of the sadness in your life. And for me, this didn't really give me that. What it gives me is the afterwards, right? Not so much the sadness, but the what's happy about like life afterward, right? After you get through all the turmoil, it's all about like the hope And it really inspires, like, for me, a little bit of, like, I would say brightness. I just like the clean aspect to this, honestly. It smells like clean clothes. It smells like, you know, when you get something out of the laundry and you put it up to your face. I love that. It's warm. Oh, it's great. Again, Neon Moon, the lather today did not suck. It was absolutely pillowy, thick, and shiny, just how we like it here. Take a look. I don't want to say that my lather is the best. I will never say that. And my lather is going to work for me, but maybe not for others. But look at this stuff. It's creamy, it's dense, it's thick, it's shiny, it's slick. You can tell this lather is on point. Pete's base just never fails. It always performs well for me. Oh, I really like this a lot. You can see it paints on super easy. We're using the Zenith. This is their super ultra soft horsehair brush. And I just get the most absolutely fantastic brush loads with this brush. I love this thing. I was actually encouraged by one of the fellow members here on our channel, one of our subscribers, to try it out. I absolutely love that. If you're looking for a horsehair brush, or I actually told somebody it was like a badger and a synthetic together. I really like their super soft, ultra soft horsehair knot. Absolutely fantastic. Zenith, great stuff. All right, let's get in here. Let's start some shaving. What I did originally when I had the razor loaded, I had it all tightened down, and then I'm doing just a quarter turn, just a slight turn, and that's going to allow the blade to kind of lift up a little bit and give it a little bit more efficiency and a little bit more performance while still maintaining its clamped, you know, really rigid blade in there. One thing that people talked about is the different versions of the stiletto razor. This razor's been heavily reviewed. There's been a lot of discussion about the razor, and a lot of people have gone and you know, done like face shaves and stuff like that, talking about the different versions. And this razor is like their more mild one. They do have a more aggressive one, but they have actually changed the geometry of the head. And I've heard from several different people that I do trust that the razor in its more efficient state is harder to shave with. It's a different angle, whereas they preferred the shave of the lesser 0.55 millimeter gap. I just want to call that out, because I found that to be really interesting, and I don't want anybody to chase more gap for the same shave. I would not want anybody to ever do that. The razor itself, you can see, is very well made. I like the tolerances of it. Like I said, it has that pre-built-in nylon washer, which I really like. It takes away some of the like the fiddling you have to do if you want to protect the base plate, right? Using one of those little plastic washers. We're going to start some shaving here and see how it does. I'm really excited. It's very nimble. It is very it's super smooth. It's very forgiving. When we talk about razors that are like in the more mild to more mid performance of efficiency, one of the things I always like to talk about is the segment, the population that razors geared at, right? Who is it for? Right? Who are they chasing with this razor? The razor itself, I would say, kind of is probably for more of the sensitive skin, or somebody that's more new to the craft, right? Somebody that wants to explore safety razor shaving, have something that's really nice, very unique in their arsenal, but at the same time isn't going to, you know, be scary every single time they use it. With the razor backed off just a little bit, I have noticed that the razor is extremely noisy. There's a lot of feedback to the razor as far as audible feedback. It's not a bad thing in the slightest, but it is something I want to call out. It definitely has a lot of feedback to it. And the actual razor has very low skin fill. So you're getting a lot of feedback as far as audible goes, and very, very little feedback as far as blade fill goes and skin fill. For me, the angle is very easy to find with this razor. I know a lot of people complained. They said that the razor for them didn't have a very large angle. I have plenty of angle here to kind of manipulate around. I actually think it reminds me a lot of the last generation of the Tech razor as far as how it feels on the skin compared to like a vintage razor. It just is very easy to find that angle. It goes right to that sweet spot for me, and I have no issues kind of knocking it down. Take a look here. Is it as efficient as the Henson Medium? Probably not. I don't think it is. I think the Henson Medium takes less passes to be super smooth. But as far as does it perform equally, or, you know, like I would say as close, I would say so. I think post-shave comparison side by side, very similar shave. Like at the end of the shave, right? Maybe not during the shave, but end of the shave for sure. Very, very nice shaving, very close shaving, very easy shaving razor. that I know has received a lot of praise. It did kind of start, from what I understand, with a kind of an inspiration, you know, like kind of the aspects around the razor were kind of taken a little bit as far as the design originally from the Game Changer, which is RazoRock's kind of, I would say, one of their flagship razors, right? When you talk about a razor being a flagship razor, something that kind of put them on the map, and I would say the Game Changer is one of those ones that really made RazoRock popular. And this was supposed to be kind of inspired or similar to the Game Changer, but then they actually changed some of the components during the process, during the design process. And for me, the Game Changer is one of those razors that when you hear about it, you actually usually hear somebody say, I have one, and that's the only razor I use. It's one of those ones that is in people's arsenal that they consider like top tier. So the fact that this is kind of built up and kind of designed around similarly to that razor made me very interested in it. I'm also a fan, I'm actually a huge fan of mild to mid aggressive razors for dome shaving, especially for somebody coming into the craft that wants to shave their head without a whole lot of fuss or issue. For me, actually, I think I would actually say it reminds me a lot of the Mamba. If you've ever used the RazoRock Mamba, I would say it's very similar to that, at least as far as the on-skin performance. The razor doesn't slide, it doesn't have any problems like, you know, staying to the skin, doesn't jump. The Mamba is a stainless steel razor, so that is gonna make it, you know, feel a little bit different. But as far as like how easy it is to shave with, how comfortable it is to shave with, again, we're using more mild blades. These Darby Premium Blacks are some of my favorite to test with, regardless of how efficient the razor is. Yeah, I'm having no problems here. This is super smooth, it's really comfortable, very, very enjoyable. Honestly, with this scent in the background, I just feel very at ease. I feel very relaxed. I'm just so thankful for the community and for everybody here that supports the channel. But I want to just mention again that Andy has gone through a lot. The wet shaving company owner that really is behind the soap itself has gone through a whole lot. He's had a lot of medical troubles and a lot of difficulties recently. And I love seeing that he's turning that page, right? He's getting over that and he wants to embrace the positive stuff. I think that's just one of the things I really embrace here on the channel is really focusing on the positive. I love being able to get a close, comfortable shave with somebody's product that I really admire. And Andy falls into that category for me. He's just a wonderful person. He's a huge, massive, like I would say, like friend to the community in general. He's a huge asset. And I cannot speak high enough words about how kind he is and how considerate and just overall what a good person he is. Huge shout out to Andy over at the Wet Shaving Store for all he does and for giving us a scent out just now that really speaks to some of the stuff that he's been through and giving us a scent that makes us want to focus on moving forward. Very smooth shave, again, very close shave, very easy shave. I think the only issue I'm having is one spot on the back of my head, the divot on my head is the only issue, like the only spot I had to kind of go over more than once to really get it close. And I think that's because I missed it with the angle. I think that angle, I have to kind of tilt it in. There we go. I had to kind of tilt it in and pull it up here. Let me show you. I actually had to change the angle slightly to get into the divot where your spine meets your skull. Very tricky spot to do with a milder razor because you're kind of at that mercy of that angle. Other than that, that was a very smooth, very forgiving, such a very enjoyable, like delightful, very calming. I feel very relaxed. I know some of you are watching this like, he's not relaxed. I feel just absolutely relaxed. That scent is just, smells clean, man. It smells like I've just done a bunch of laundry. I'm ready for another week, right? That's when I typically do my laundry. I'm getting through the week. I'm ready to start fresh. I'm ready to start anew. And I love that smell. If you're a fan, again, of fresh, like laundry, I like this a lot. Again, Neon Moon. Oh my goodness, does it smell nice. Just beautiful. Again, the cotton, fresh cotton is just such an interesting scent. And then you add that kind of, the other layer to it, right? There's this other layer. It's misty. It's very, like, it's bright. It makes me like at peace. And I think this is it's a scent that I would pick up like regularly, especially when like a laundry day is going on, right? I think that just smells like clean clothes. Who doesn't love clean clothes? It smells like going and buying like fresh stuff at the store, right? Fresh clothes at the store. It just smells nice. I really like that. It brings a smile to my face. It's a very familiar scent. It's a scent that, you know, it takes you back to like, you know, but like doing something in clean clothes. And I really like that. Again, huge shout out to Pete and to Andy for allowing us to discuss their brand new collaborative kind of offering that's going to be releasing here shortly this week. What a shave. Beautiful, close, relaxing. That's just the only word to put it. It's super relaxing, puts my little face at ease, and the razor itself today shaved just as well. I really like this a lot. I think this is one of those ones that I could see myself picking up when I just want a close, easy, no effortless, like autopilot style shave. That's not going to give me a lot of fuss, right? It's a razor that there's very little actual skin feedback to it. Has enough audible feedback that I know it's shaving, and then as soon as it gets quiet, I know I'm close. It did not have a ton of, like, for me, it didn't have a ton of chatter, and I heard people say that I have chatter. I think when they hear an audible feedback, people tend to think I'm having chatter, but you can see there is no irritation. Chatter would give me a ton of irritation. Well, after that post splash too, you would see redness, and you can just see there's no redness, there's no irritation, no nicks, no dings. Talk about an underneath the rainbow. I'm going to say it right now, pot of gold, bowl full of the good stuff. I would say it's a spoon that makes me smile, right? A spoon that makes me smile, full of marshmallows. I really enjoyed this shave. Thank you all for being here for it. If you haven't, please go below, smash that sub button. I'd love to talk to you in the comments. I really enjoyed having you here today. Until I see you for our next shave, Subs out.